a judgment call. Now, if it's profanity or something that's really inappropriate, well, then you delete those straight away. But what I've seen is that when people share a negative comment on your wall or on your profile, generally your fans and your friends will defend you.
Yes.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
And so often it can
They
be...
went in fighting that night, didn't they?
It can be, the best result can be you just leave it there.
Yeah.
And then everyone else will come in. And if people aren't, just privately message someone and say, go reply to this person for me, because it has far more weight to come from somebody else. Don't get into these bitching matches on there.
No. Yeah.
But if it's really uncomfortable and it's really...
So how do you delete that comment?
Hover and there's a cross.
Hover and there's
Yeah.
a cross.
Hover and the top right corner and a cross will
And it
appear,
go
and
off.
click on the
Yeah.
grey cross and it'll
And
disappear.
you can, if it's the
Or
same
can you
person
message
all the
them
time.
privately?
My
Yeah.
uncle.
Hey, bitch.
Yeah, that's what I like to
Go to their
do.
house.
Yeah.
And you can,
Where do you live?
you have the option of deleting and blocking that person, or reporting that person as spam, or
There's lots of different options. And content, we'll kind of talk about after lunch, different types of content. Now, what works online, we've pretty much covered these. Engaging, chatting. It's not all about you, it's about them. You want to know what they're on about, how you can engage with them, and go to their profiles and see what they're talking about. So they might have gone for coffee, or they might have had something happen in their life. They might, whatever it might be, and get on board there and just share your opinions honestly on there. Asking questions, that's on many of the platforms as well. You specifically you have a questions, we've spoken about LinkedIn, but in Facebook there is a questions section. You can create your own questions, and anybody can answer a question. They don't have to be your friend. So just be mindful of that, so you can find questions, you can answer those. Joining the conversation, letting people know you. So just take the facade down a little bit. Of course, we said not personal stuff that people don't want to know. People don't want to hear about you bitching about stuff on there. No. They don't. No. And there's some people that all they do is bitch, and you go, oh God, and you just don't.
I hate them.
Because you know what, and Facebook more than others, people want the fluffy bunny rabbits and stuff like that. So, but if you want to be genuine on there because something has happened, share that kind of stuff. If something really is a life-altering event for you, share that kind of stuff.
My computer died.
I remember your wedding preparations. That was all good.
Yeah, that was great.
So getting people prepared for the wedding or something coming up like that. If
Baby progress.
pregnancy, yeah,
No.
My son did poo in the toilet. That's my favourite.
yeah, not so much that one.
I hate them.
And then sharing your expertise, because we're on these platforms because we want people. I'm going to get off. To they're my cards too. We want people to get to know us, like us, trust us, so they engage and do business with us. Because when they're thinking of whatever it is, which is your business, we want them to think of you. And they might not do business with you for 6 months or 12 months. I've had people, they reply to me and they say, oh, I've been watching you. Because there's a lot of lurkers. There are a lot of lurkers that you won't know about until they want to say something.
Well,
And then you'll
until
know.
it's not in a negative, like to put it in a positive one, until it's their time as well. Like I know a lot of mums are watching what I
That's
do
right.
until their kids, it's ready for their party or whatever.
And then
6
they need
months
to
down, and then all of a sudden
When
now
I
they're
ask a
starting to
question
talk.
in the morning, I have a fair idea who's going to answer it. It's usually the same three, but every now and then, someone I have no connection with whatsoever will respond. I'm like that?
I'm doing a giveaway, so if you want to give your business card into a bowl. Now this is particularly important with the various social media platforms because, as I said, there's over 400 of them, and you might be spending all of your time on Facebook when perhaps you should be looking at another platform. So it might be LinkedIn, or Pinterest might be of interest. Pinterest of interest. So, who are your target market are and where they are in order to connect with them using social media is extremely, extremely important. So to give you an example, this is my target market. So my ideal client is an action taker motivated to get results. They're looking to genuinely connect with their client list and offer amazing value. They understand their business niche, point of difference or unique selling proposition. So they know what they're doing in their business. They're willing to invest in themselves and their business, and they see the value of connecting using social media. I don't have to convince them. Because if you don't see the value in social media, that's fine, but I'm not the person for you. Because I can show you how to do really well on social media. They're willing to outsource the tasks they have no time to do or lack the skill set to do, and they want expert advice on how to create an effective strategy to connect with the key stakeholders, influence decision makers, and be seen as a thought leader, all via the use of social media. So that is my target market. So we're going to do an exercise now for you on page 11. So we're going to work out who your target market are and how you can connect with them online. So take a minute or so now to write down who your target market are. So for the ladies that deal with women and pregnancy, kids, parenting and so forth, obviously your target market is mums. Yeah, so you want the sex of the person, their age, their where they went to school, what they like to do, how much time they have, their education, level of education. All of these are insights into people that you can tap into.
Hi, this is Miff. She is 25 years old and pregnant for the first time. She is important.
So with the personalised gifts, who buys the gifts? Who in the company, if you're dealing with companies, buys it? And if it's mums, how can you get in front of the right market? I might just have a tip ten while you're doing it.
Oh, there's music. Do you want music?
Nice.
Versus the rustling of tin can.
I'm going to sing
I like
if
the
you
tip
like. I'm sure everybody would not like very shortly. Yeah.
What was that?
I said I could sing if you like. I'm sure everyone would not like shortly.
And I should.
Don't do
Not
that
too-
because
Renee,
that's how you self-combust.
too
Not too
That's
loud.
also how you pop your ear.
Oh,
Yeah,
ouch.
that's not good, just let it out. Let it out.
Is that coming from a nurse?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah, that's my professional opinion. You go stupid if you're not listening.
And your boogie's back up, my daughter would say.
We had mistakes properly, so that was totally next.
First of all, yes, where your target market are and where they hang out. So then with each of those platforms, which they're most likely to be on, which one. So your branding is so important because it is your message and your first interaction. And we do judge a book by its cover. We do summarise in a few seconds when we meet somebody, we'll have formed an opinion of someone. And whether it's in person or whether it's their messenger, being either their website or a social media platform, and how they've set themselves up on there, and by that we mean their photo, their profile, the information on the profile, that's very important because that in itself is going to communicate a message. So that message needs to match what you're about. Because I'm in the process of rebranding and fixing things up because as we've grown over time, because your business will evolve in the offerings and the services and what you like to do. And you'll naturally you might start out down this path and then you'll gravitate over here and then you might narrow down. And so there would start to be a disconnect between where you were, say, 12 months ago and where you are now. And you need to go and audit. If you've been active over time, you need to go and audit all of your sites. And that's what we're in the process of doing because we've moved in what we're doing. And so the messages are sort of a bit disconnected at the moment. So, they're not showing up because they're on the different, Alright, this is fun. Oh, there we go. There's
Oh,
some.
there you go.
Alright, forget about it. So, can you see that this matches that?
Spot on.
Absolutely.
Ah.
Beautiful matching
I
branding
love the
with
blue.
colouring.
Yeah.
Really
It
nice.
seems a transition.
I'll just stop dancing now. So, these are the old photos, but you can see that this was the photo. Well, there's my Facebook there. You can see
Yay.
with my cat watching Facebook. So I shared my cat watching Facebook. So this is things like silly kind of things, but she's gorgeous, so I share it. So our branding at the moment is purple and green with a dash of gold, and so that's what is on everything that we have. We're moving across to other colours at the moment.
You wear a lot of red all the time.
I do wear red, yes,
Yeah,
but my branding's not red.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it going to be red?
No,
Mm.
we're going blue and jade.
She's got her
Nice.
power colours on
I really
today,
like
the
it.
grey,
Yes.
red
Red.
and black.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's wrong with like a wiggle. See the wiggles, three wiggles are leaving, they're retiring. You're getting a girl wiggle, a jiggle. A jiggle. So anyway, you can see that that matches my Twitter. This is the new photo that we're doing, and it's in red at the moment, but my assistant is just redoing the colour. She hasn't done it yet because she has to go in and fix around the hair. There's quite a lot of pixelation around the hair between the different colours. I should have just worn a blue top.
You think, just go naked, Wendy.
No, that won't work. And so here, up here, that's the photo that's appearing across everywhere. And also this message here is what should match your brand. So this is on an article directory, e-zine articles. Many of you have probably heard of it. So wherever you share your message, it needs to be consistent across everything. So across every single social
That's
platform.
why I think you should have red in your website, in your branding. Do you have what? Green?
It'd be easy just to change the photo.
Yeah.
So this is not going to work. Then that one does. So this is Mary Kay as an example. So they always stick to these muted tones, and you'll see. Hopefully, all the photos on the website didn't come up. Okay. So that's the YouTube again with the muted tones around it. This is Twitter.
Their brand has been the same for so long. I remember my mom used to
Very
sell
clever
Mary Kay.
branding. That business model is just.
It's
she
very,
was
very
so
clever.
ahead of her time. It's remarkable. Yeah.
She wrote a great book, by the way.
Yeah,
I've got their
great.
lipstick. I love their lipstick.
Yeah, great book.
Yeah.
I got
That's
one
what
of their lipstick got it for the directors. And so does your message match your branding? Very, very important. Now, on page 6, we've got a little exercise on what message does my branding send. So, just take a few moments now to write down what message it is that you're looking to get out there. So, is it that it's fun? Is it confidence? It might be that you are the person that can support them. You're not allowed to have any calls to action here on your branding, but the like button is here. So if you watch the iPad coming out, the corner of it points to the button. It's subliminal.
Yeah.
And I've seen ones where they've had a row of stars go across. So it's not an arrow because you're not allowed to do arrows, but it's a subliminal message to like the
I
page.
didn't mean it.
So how could you apply that to your branding when you get your shots done? How can you make a really cool cover? Makes you stand out because so many people, there's 20 million fan pages or something. You need to stand out.
But make them relevant.
Yes.
And you're relevant, and by looking at it,
Because
they
now
know,
that's what you look, isn't it?
they
when
know what you do. They
Mm.
need to know by looking at it
Yeah.
what you do.
So, for example, I've got a shot of my friend Sasha, it's on my website, of my friend on the table getting a massage. Cover shot at the top.
Yeah.
Even just, like, doesn't have to be the whole thing, but something, so you, even if,
I've
something,
got
but
that, so.
it needs to go, oh, that's what you do.
That's right, it needs to be relevant and tie into your entire message because how you speak, how you come across needs to be consistent on every single platform and then back to your website. Really important. So I mentioned about the getting on the cover of a magazine. That's because I had professional photos done. And we submitted an article to the magazine with the photos, and they happened to like the photos because they were winter colours, and it was for the autumn magazine, autumn colours, for the autumn magazine. That's how I got on the magazine cover, because I have professional photos. So you do need to get a professional photo done. So pictures with Fido and tittles, they don't work. You don't want summer shots, photo shots of your holidays. That's not the kind of stuff. You want a professional smiling photo done up. It's very important. So, connecting using social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, YouTube, blogs and forums, because blogs and forums are part of social networks as well. Forums probably were the early type of social networking sites that were around. So everybody know what a forum is?
Yeah.
You just share. Forums are one of the worst for no accountability. no responsibility, no accountability in what people say. They can be vicious on it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really
Is
vicious.
that why
You
they're
had a few,
dying? Is
didn't
that
you,
why they're becoming
Amanda?
obsolete for that reason?
Well,
My
social media
phone's
really
dying.
is
Oh,
causing
that's what you
Nasty
started off with,
viciousness.
don't you?
Yeah, mine are nice.
Yeah, now you can just have the
But
same
yes.
Yours came about because I noticed
without
on this.
logging
Yeah, mine
into
Yeah.
is nice.
Yeah. So things evolve, and in 5 years, who knows? Facebook may not be around either. MySpace, everybody remembers MySpace?
Yeah.
America does. I don't think Australia got it
Well,
first, did they?
Yeah, we did, but
The
it's
kids
more
used it.
musos
Kids
now,
used it.
teenagers and
Oh, okay,
musos are on it. It's
yeah.
become a very niched site, but their problem was that they snoozed and loosed basically,
Yeah.
and Facebook took over the top of them. And it was a confusing site because they allowed far too much customisation. Now people whinge about the fact that Facebook moves stuff and things, but you always know, yes, they'll move something around, but whatever you're looking for is always in the same spot.
Yeah.
You know a photo is in the top left-hand corner, you know there's a cover there, you know that this, you can go and have a look at the things
On
people like.
everybody's page.
Everything
Yeah.
is consistent,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's what they've done, they've done consistency,
Whereas
because
in
that's
MySpace,
not what
could they
MySpace
move?
did,
Right.
and became too
Always did.
confusing. We humans like things to be logically consistent.
Even though they tell you they don't.
Repetition.
They do.
You do, we like to be told what to do. That's why they say when you go to a website, you have to take them on the journey and tell them what to do. And they're not as popular now, but you know the landing pages on fan pages, that's why you go there and it said, number 1, do this. Number 2, watch this video. Number 3, put your detail in this box. Because people want to be told what to do. We just do. So, does your content position you as the expert in your industry? So you need to be very mindful of the content, and you need to have a strategy and a plan around what you're sharing. What kind of stuff are you sharing? Because there's different ways that you can position yourself in an industry to be seen as that thought leader, or the person that when they think about X, you're that X person. Does that make sense? Okay, so your message impact. Does it match your branding? We've spoken about that. Does it establish your expertise? Is it consistent, and are you top of mind? So one of the things that I like to do with what I share is I like to be seen as somebody that can give some up-to-date information. Now, I don't always do it because I've always got other things going on, but I like when I hear stuff, I tend to share it. Breaking type of news that if I know about it, I'll share it. And so people can know that I know what I'm talking about and I'm sharing the latest content. So what we're going to look at is some types of content. One more. So, because what you share says volumes about you and your business.
It's alright, I took it out
So
of the
on
bag. Just
page
give it to me
8,
later.
is what kind of content would your target market respond to? So I've got them here and you can fill them out in your book. So commentary, we're talking about you chatting and engaging. Is that the kind of thing, particularly with the ones that are targeting mums? I think mums, women particularly, but mums like to chat and speak because they might have been at home by themselves all day up to their armpits in nappies and poop. They want to talk to people. This is why social media has become so popular, because it's a voice for people. They can connect with someone, even though they're not, literally not even seeing anybody, because you're looking at a computer screen. But it's that connection.
But it's a conversation. We've been used to being yelled at or spoken at, whereas this is a
Or baby talk.
conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an intelligent conversation.
Not like that, you can do it.
That's right, you can be in your gym jams and you can be, I've done webinars in my gym jam.
But nobody can see that.
Not with the videos.
Yeah.
Images, now images, photos, and particularly Facebook in the ranking, a photo will rank very, very high because it does this algorithm that it does. And so content that's shared based on what it thinks people want to see, it will bump up more than others. And video and imagery is very, very popular. So anybody watching what I'm doing, you might have noticed that I pretty much now, when I share something on Facebook, it always has an image with it, because images get ranked well. And so you can just share, let's say you've got an event coming up and you can say, hey, or for example, I might say, hey, I'm speaking at this event, and I'll provide a link to the event page. I will generally go and find a photo to go with it, because it will rank better. Because
Also
Facebook,
takes up more space on Facebook, therefore it's more prominent.
it's more prominent, and you can do the feature thing and make it go across both columns if you want.
So my one, so if I upload a blog post, for example, feed my blog post into my Facebook page, it pulls one of the images off that I might have around the blog somewhere or inside the blog post, and is that what you're talking about?
Are you
As
talking?
in, sorry,
Yes
I'll
and
start
no.
again so as not to confuse you. On your events page, do you put an image on that events page so when you link it on your Facebook page, it pulls that image as a thumbnail? Is that what you're saying?
Yes and yes, but there's more.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just curious
Yes.
as to how you got the image on there, but yes.
Yes.
Keep going.
Okay, so the way Facebook will work is that, let's say, are you talking about sharing off Facebook or actually clicking and pulling a link in and putting a link into
Putting a
Facebook
link in.
proper?
Putting a link in.
Okay, so there's a number of ways that you can share content. Let's say you have a website which is about your event, and on there you've got social sharing buttons. Everybody know what I'm talking about when you go to a website and it's got that you can like it on Facebook, you can plus one it, you can pin it, you can, all those buttons are social sharing. If you utilise those social sharing buttons on that website, it will post to Facebook and you don't get a choice generally
What picture?
of what picture it might pull out. It might let you scroll, might click through the images before you post it, but generally it's just going to suck it and put it onto your post. So in that case, that effectively is just a link. But if you were to do the exact same process, i.e. you go to a website and you copy the URL and then go into Facebook and post it on Facebook, I would take a second step of then uploading an image.
Can you do that?
Anybody out there in the universe now Googles and your result comes up, if the person that plus one is in their network, their little smiling face shows up against your search result.
Which makes it personal, which makes them trust you.
Now
Yeah.
I trust.
That's right.
I'm on it. I'm back,
That's
guys.
Welcome back.
Told you I could work.
Now,
It's
now 2:05.
And more than
Welcome.
that, so not only, so I make it a rule now, if I go and find some content, because I'm looking for something, if I go and find some content, I'll plus, and I like it, I'll plus one it, because it's then going to show up on my Google Plus, that I've plus one. It's also a thumbs up to the person that's taken the time to actually put together and share, because we all like to be recognised and so forth. And if anyone else is then Googling for that particular content, and let's say you Google for it, without knowing that I have been there before, you'll find the search result and it'll have my smiling face. So you'll go, and then we'll go, oh, Wendy's, you'll recognise my face.
Wendy knows the stuff, I'll click on that one.
But if you click on me, it's their search result, but if you click on me, my Google Plus comes up. They actually find me as well. Does that make sense?
But
Where do I find this?
me is
Google Plus
having that.
working?
I want them to find me, not you.
Yeah, but you're hitching your wagon
Yeah.
to their good content,
Okay.
which means you're also kind of being dragged up to the top of the search results for that. So it's good for the author,
You're guilty by
but it's
association.
also good for
Okay.
you.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a website?
Yeah,
Do you know what it's built in?
WordPress.
So there is actually a pin it button,
What's it called?
a plug-in called Pin It, I think.
You can just search it.
Oh, that's something. That's
Oh, so I need to know what I'm
That's
looking for.
Pinterest. Sorry, no, there's Google. There's Google Plus buttons.
Do you know what? It's because it's so
Plugin.
many
What's it called? It's a
functions
plugin
to
called
that.
what?
It might be called share this or
Share
there's
this.
just like sharing.
Send me an email. Anybody who wants to know what Google, what
I'll see,
what
I'll check.
WordPress plugin, you know how to email me or ask me the question on my Facebook wall.
Yeah.
If you're on Facebook, and I'll tell you which plugins I use.
Sexy bookmarks is good, but it's a bit.
Get a bit old.
Yeah, well, you've got to click through, if you want to post, you click on Twitter, you've then got to sign into your Twitter account, and then you've got to approve the thing, and it's like
I've
3
got
or 4
about,
links.
I literally have probably about, I use WordPress and I
Yeah.
probably have 4 or 5 plugins. I have Sexy Bookmarks,
Yeah.
but I have one called Pin It for Pinterest. I have the Google one and I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. And then they've got all these floaty ones. So when you go to my bloggies, you will see, I've got to do it in reverse now. So if you're looking at my blog, so you've got the banner at the top, you'll have buttons on your left-hand side, you'll have them on the right. I've got the share bar that scrolls down with you, plus I've got the Sexy Bookmarks at the bottom. So you have about 4 or 5 spots to
Okay.
plus one me and like me and share me and all
So
that.
what,
Oh.
I'll go for relatable plugins.
Yeah,
Or-
share this is another one.
Share this?
Share this
Yeah.
is the sidebar that, I've got to do it backwards. On Actually, you make it there, it's at the bottom. It's called share, and it moves down the page. You know, as you scroll, have you ever seen you scrolling down and the thing zips down with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one in WordPress is called share this.
Share this.
Seen that.
So what's on that? Where does that?
You can modify it, but
Yeah.
I've got Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, which you have to edit the code to get LinkedIn on it unless it's updated. I've got Google Plus. Again, you have to edit the code to go into Google. You can also have things like not Tumblr. What's the other one?
Flickr?
No, it starts with T. Buffer.
Generate.
I did that yesterday. I said it starts with E and it was done with B. Don't worry about me. Buffer. BUFFER.
What's that?
I haven't actually gone and looked at it, but I've seen people using it.
I got a thing in my email
Do you know what Buffer is?
on Thursday that said one good way to turn people away from your website is to have absolutely every share this button on your website.
Really? Because it doesn't worry my people. So.
Because they're all.
This is where you get confused, you know.
You
One
gotta
says
do.
this and
You
one.
got to do what's right for your people.
I can only tell you my results,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
my website ranks really, really well, and a lot of people share this content on it.
Okay.
But if people tell you that it pisses them off, maybe just have one section, one area that they can see. Another one
I
you
suppose,
see
you
is
know,
a
if you
widget
go through your
toolbar at the bottom as well, is another one.
that target market that you just made us do, and then really get down to where you think that they would be not hiding, but hanging out. They're the buttons that you would.
That's
present to
right.
them. Yeah.
That's right. Because any of these toolbars, when you go and initially look at them, they might give you a dozen, 2 dozen options to tick or untick to show.
Mm.
But don't pick the stuff nobody looks at.
Yeah.
So that, you know, there's Reddit, there's Stumble Upon, there's Dig, there's Delicious, there's all these other bookmarking type sites, which you're not going to go into,
Yeah.
No,
which
don't.
people may or may not use. Okay, so videos, quotes, we spoke about quotes. So if bunnies dancing across the field is going to be relevant, put that. But don't put the quote crap if it's not, because you're just going to annoy people. Questions, we spoke a little bit about questions. So you can just ask a question, or you can use the functionality of the questions things in there. So in Facebook, there actually is a questions area. So just look for it looks like a bar graph with different colours, and as I said, anyone can answer a question. So you can just go and search on any types of questions in there.
Good research.
Yeah.
Plus in LinkedIn we've spoken about questions. But what I have, and I've started experimenting with, I've got a client that we do their social media updates now. I don't do this anymore for clients, I only do it for this client because they give me chocolate. And I love the
I work for
chocolate.
shoes.
And shoes.
Well, I've got a T-shirt. You just said you work for chocolate. I work for shoes.
Oh, I work for shoes on my t-shirt.
Yeah. Anytime.
Anyway, he Facebook does his head in because he's making amazing chocolate. He doesn't need to do that. So I forgot what I was going to share. I got all distracted with
You
chocolate.
use social media.
Yes, I do his update. Now I've been experimenting with doing little posts, and I've seen Mary Kay does this brilliantly as well. Now, given a lot of the posts on Mary Kay are their consultants chatting to each other, but I've started with the questions, the open-ended questions. So, for example, things I just said chocolate, milk or dark, question mark, and people can reply with just one. There's a milk dark, and there's this argument or this banter going on about what type of chocolate they prefer.
So what's the point of that? Sorry, it's being so ignorant. What's the point of that? That's the question.
Connection and engagement. Because as soon as somebody, particularly on Facebook or mainly on Facebook, as soon as they start talking or connecting with you, if other people are involved in that conversation, they then get notified of that, or it shows up on their wall. That if they like something, that they like that person, or they're friends with that person, or they're talking about that person.
And that's
recent
the idea of
conversation.
Facebook, isn't it?
And if we're talking about on a fan page, for example, if you're looking at, I know you're not on Facebook, but if you're looking at your fan page, you've got your cover and your image here. On the
Which is
right-hand
business.
side, the first box there is an interaction of someone that's your friend that also likes that fan page. And so if they've posted on there something about that fan page, when you then go look at that fan page, they're front and centre
Oh, I didn't know
as
that.
well.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that new? That's what came in with the
About
cover
Feb.
picture.
About March, really March 8 when they flipped over.
I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah,
notice
March
that.
31st.
So when they flipped,
Sometime in March.
I've lost track of time. So many changes.
Yeah.
So it's the interaction, because we go and check out what our friends are doing. If somebody likes something or is commenting on something, we go and check out what our friends are doing.
Especially if you've had like 3 to 5 friends do the same thing,
you're automatically just wired to go, oh, what are they doing? Am I missing out on something?
They're watching their
You know what it is? It's the social exclusion thing. It's not being included.
The mean girls.
I don't
don't
miss
they?
out.
I don't want to miss out, and that's what they're playing on, and that's why when you start connecting with people, they start suggesting friends to you, so as you bring in more people, those people's friends get suggested, that's why you be a little strategic about who you bring in. So, we're all girls here, we don't say yes to all the black men in Ghana.
You say that you're beautiful.
Oh yeah, how for you, like a fire engine? No.
You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, that's nice.
Oh, you get the pop-up chat.
Oh, those. Oh,
So they get unfriended, but so what you'll find is if you have more of those types of friends, their friends get suggested to you by Facebook, and you're just getting more. Look, you know what? If we're on there for business and they're never going to do business with us, you don't need those type of people as friends and connections. This makes sense. So I personally have my
quality.
my Facebook locked down that only friends can message me. I locked that down because I got annoyed with all the crap coming. I've got an inbox already. I don't need another inbox in there. At me all the time. So I locked it down. Which, but in my profile it says if you want to contact me, I've got all the detail how to contact me. You don't have to message me on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what people do.
Yeah.
Already in this, I'll just put a note on the wall.
We're getting a little bit lazy in what we do. So that's what works with questions. Asking just a question and make short and sharp so they can give you a couple of line answer. And so it's got to be, think about what is relevant to you and your industry. And so if it's around beauty, it might be, so lip gloss or lipstick, gloss or matte. People will say, and it's just engagement, and it's quick. They can quickly, because you know lots of people like it because it's quick.
Yeah.
So what question can you ask that's relevant to your industry that's going to get that engagement? Because you want to get people engaged, because by being engaged, they're thinking of you, and whilst they might not yet be ready to do business with you, when they are, they will think of you.
Yeah.
We're needing that. That you're
And
the
those
person.
questions come up in, you know, that side one. You know, such and such answered the question, like, oh, I like that, and then all of a sudden,
That's if you're
then
using the
they're-
tools, yeah.